Hi fellas, Nice back here again with another inbox review. And up for you this time we have Hobbybox's A10 Thunderbolt 2 or the Warthog, whichever one you want to call it. Okay, this one comes in the three-tone camo as shown on there. So the two greens and the black colour. Okay, and this was a priceless sum of £30 from P&M Models in Doncaster. And what do you get in the box? Well, it's actually really rammed full of plastic. Okay, so what I'll do, we'll get over the overhead and we'll get cracking. As always, we'll start off the instructions, and as with Hobby Boss, this is in black and white, and you don't get any introduction about the actual aircraft itself. You just get, you know, the box art on there in black and white, and then we go straight into the instructions. So we start off as always with the sprue map. Okay, so we've got quite a few sprues. We've got two that are repeated, and then the actual the actual plastic itself. So moving on, we start with the cockpit as per normal, and we've got the injection seat going into the tub, and all the colour call-outs. We'll have a look at the colours in a bit. Okay, so and then we move on to what this aircraft is actually known for, as well as carrying all the weapons, is its massive gun. Okay, so just there we've got a big bit of equipment there. Okay, a massive Gatling gun. Now, if for me, I'm going to be putting a lot of the weight in that area there. Okay, and if you notice, there's no weighting in this, so we'll have to have a look at that, see if there's anything else as we go through. Then we move on to one wing, so you've got the actual mating the wings together. Okay, and then that bit there is for the actual holding the control surfaces as shown down the bottom, and these got massive flaps and control surfaces. Putting the main tyre on and the wheel hubs onto the wheel wells. Not many parts on that. Okay, I'm putting all the actual pylons on. Same for the other wing. Okay, exactly the same, putting the wheel wells on and putting the pylons on. Okay, then putting the actual the weapon itself in the fuselage, joining the fuselage. The wheel well is built separate and then added after. You can see why I said about putting the weight actually in there, because this area you might not be able to put it in there. It depends what you've got. You can put it in front of the tub and get some glue in there without it all dribbling out. Okay, the front wheel wells and wheel going together. The big double tail, okay, with the massive engines on the rear. Okay, putting the wings together, the real rear part on. Okay, I'm just having a look, there's no weight on there. Okay, and then we've got moving on to doing some more, so you might be able to, just looking at it, okay, that bit stays open, so you might be able to get some more weight in there if it's required. All right, with the step ladder and a panel that can be open, okay, where the ladder comes out. I'll have to see whether that can be done closed. You get some rope with some wheel chocks for the wheels, okay, and again a canopy going on and some other bits and pieces. And then we move on to the actual weapons, which I like. That's a nice touch. Okay, just there, so you don't have the two mating of those rockets. You actually got a flat piece that goes in there, which is good to cover that up. A big belly tank and some more rockets and bombs and guided missiles and stuff like that. And then the actual loadout, how you want to have it actually load it. Okay. Next up, we'll have a quick look at the decals. Okay, Hobby Boss decals. They weren't too bad. The last Hobby Boss kit I did. As you can see, we have got, you know, I'm sure I can improve on that. All right, and then we've got the insignia and all that sort of stuff. The shark's mouth, some numbers on that one. They look really, really nice. Okay. Just checking them. They all look okay. Nothing to write home about. I've seen better, but I've definitely seen worse. And then we've got the actual weapons number and what have you. And these ones, you can see they're all written, but the yellow ones, they're just blobs of lines, which is not great. Okay, so those are the decals. We'll just put them over there, and we'll get straight onto the plastic. First things first, you get a box, and in this box you get your canopy, some wheels, and a tub. So we'll just open it up, and that's what you get in there. So in here we have got the canopy. Okay, really, really nicely. And what I like about this canopy, okay, you can see that the plastic where it needs to be painted is textured, so that means the paint's going to stick to it better. I don't know if you noticed, but when you've painted other canopies or whatever, sometimes it don't stick as well, so you've got to go over it a few times. But this one, with that pitting surface, it should adhere to it really, really nicely. No seam lines, even though it's a massive one. We've got some small lights and what have you. And then we've got the rubber wheels and some ropes. I'm not a big fan of these, okay. It might be a case to have a look at these, but I think I could possibly, maybe we'll go down the aftermarket route. I don't know. I'll have to think about that and weigh that up, because I'm definitely going to go down the aftermarket for another part, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, and then we've got the actual cockpit. So it's really, really nicely molded. Okay, so you've got your main cockpit with the straps on the actual back, but there's no straps going across. Okay, that's the back of the cockpit, so that slides in there. Okay, and then we've actually got the cockpit top, which again, it's got all nice dials and what, so they will take however you choose to pick them out. Then you've got your gear stick and all that sort of stuff, your joystick or whatever you want to call it. So I'll just put them back in there for a minute and move it out of the way. Next up, okay, we have got some of the nose. Okay, so some really, really nice detail on the nose. Some of the weapons parts, so all the shells, okay, just down in there. The big belly tank either side, and then the wheel hubs. So 2 wheel hubs, okay. The main benefit for those rubber wheels is that you're not going to get the seam line, okay. But it's not a major issue. Then we've got the actual chocks, the sensor that just goes on the nose, I believe. Okay, again, some really, really nice detail. The main undercarriage. Okay, we'll swap it over. Then we've got the wheel wells. Again, injection pin marks we need to have a look at. But on that, not a bad sprue. Then we move on to the actual fuselage. So this is going to be a big old beast. Okay, this is over 30 centimeters, about 33 centimeters long, if not a little bit longer once you've got the tail and everything like that. And the wingspan's going to be roughly that again, maybe a little bit bigger. But what you get is some really, really nice detail. All right, some lovely root detail all the way down. Okay, then we've got both horizontal stabilizers, and again, or vertical stabilizers, whichever. I believe that could possibly be some of the wheel well or something like that. I'm not 100% certain. Or maybe some part of the seat. We'll have to have a look at that. Okay, with some bits and blades and whatever dotting all over the place. Next up, we have got the engine parts. And what I like about these engines, I don't know if we'll be able to pick this out, but can you just see the green underneath? And I've put my hand. Okay, so the fans are actually separate. They're not moulded as one, which I think is a really, really nice touch on both of them. That's part of the gun, and then the actual barrel, well not barrel, where it rotates, and then the barrels themselves. And is it on this bit? There we are. Okay, so there is the actual heat shrink. Okay, but if you noticed, they're not brilliant. All right, so I might get an aftermarket part for that bit there. All right, again, we've got some nice detail on the engines. Okay, some nice rivet detail all over, really heavy riveted. But this is it's a workhorse, so it's not built for speed. It would be really heavy riveted and stuff like that. Okay, and then we've got 2 sprues of the same. Okay, so these are some of the weapons. All right, again, some really nice detail for the weapons. All this lot will pick up a wash lovely, and any oil work that you want to do on it. Next up, another 2 of weapons, and then you've got your weapons and your pylons and some of the clips for the pylons, some of the bombs, the guided missiles, and all that sort of good stuff. Okay, again, all really nicely detailed. Some flash, okay, on here, but nothing can write home about. Okay, perfectly acceptable. And then we've got 1 sprue with the lower wings and the pylons. The pylons are molded all as one. Okay, so really nice detail, and again, some lovely detail on each of the wings and the tail. And then we've got the upper wings look just like that. So some really nice detail, some wheel wells just there. Yeah, all really nice. And then the last part to look at is the colour callouts. So here we've got, okay, so as you can see down the bottom, we've got the 5 colours. So H, 303, 302, 301, 8 and 9. So you've got your mist colour and your gauge gold Sango Aquarius hobby colour. Okay, so we've got the TFW, the 23rd TFW England 1990. Okay, now with 10. So the 3-tone camo, knife softly done, and then the TFW February 1991. And to be fair, I'm probably going to do that one, okay, because of the shark's mouth. Okay, so that's the Hobby Boss A10 Thunderbolt 2. Really nice kit. Now this kit, I believe, is the best in scale at this one. You've got the Tamiya one, which is is quite dated. You've got the Italieri one, which I know Gav did on his. Gav, is he? I can't remember what his name is. GT scale model, I think it's called. So on his, and he threw resin cockpit engine and wheel bays and stuff like that. And then you've got the old Revel monogram one. Now I've built that one, and I ended up giving that one to my son to use as a toy, because the seam lines and all that sort of stuff were horrendous. And it was all raised detail, so to try and get rid of that and then put back that detail, it wasn't happening, and I didn't have the skill at the time to actually do anything about it. So if you're after an A10, this and the double seat, and I think you can get in the grey scheme as well, is the one to go for. And I believe you can get it for about £35–36 online. Okay, so yeah, it's a really nice kit, and you can go to town with the weathering, because they like I said, they were workhorses. So this, you know, you could do some nice weathering on it, nice oil streaks and stuff like that. Anyway, that's it for now. If you liked like that, thank you. Just thumb up, and if you subscribe down the bottom. Okay, thank you very much. See you later.